So, okay, let's move on to a movie that didn't piss me off, but made me laugh. And pissed me off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a failed fucking reboot, if you want to call it.
It was that was the shittiest.
Hold on.
Yeah.
These claws are stuck together. Hold on.
It's just gonna come out of the tank like this.
X-Men Origins.
Oh,
Wolverine.
No.
All the horrible things in your life. Your father. The wars. Knowing that the woman you loved was hunted down.
X-Men
And
Origins.
here, Justin, why don't you switch with Brian?
Yeah, sure.
Take a break. Why don't you come over here near my shoulder?
Oh
God, they need to. Oh my God, this is really weird to look at.
It's like
They're like dancing with each other.
It's like Bob, you know.
I'll bring you in when we talk about Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
in this film. And I shudder when I call him Deadpool. By the way, I feel dirty when I say that.
I was like so good. It's like, yes, Ryan Reynolds. He was so great. It's like, oh man, this is great. And then you continue on, and then you see him at the end, and you're like, no.
We'll get to that. We'll get to
Turn
that.
into the alien, you know.
Here's the thing, okay? So we're talking about X-Men Origins Wolverine, right?
My favorite
Get out. Okay, this is literally This is the prequels of X-Men.
All right, you stop.
It literally
this is literally the sequel of the X-Men.
No, it's a prequel.
No,
it is
in the sense of bad taste. Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Shut up about the prequels.
Anyway,
that shit is goated. Your true fans will agree.
In the head trauma unit, it is goated. Anyway, So X-Men Origins Wolverine. Pretty much Wolverine 4 at this point.
Yeah.
No, and it's like the X-Men. Like X-Men Origin Wolverine. They
just calling it out.
They had to put his name in there.
Well, the idea of this film was to set up kind of a precedent for these films to have spin-offs and kind of origin stories of the characters we knew, like Magneto was a big one. Magneto was set to get a film like that.
X-Men Origin
Magneto. Yeah, we were supposed to get that at some point.
A good film for that, honestly, low key, just putting out there, would have been entirely like a whole stylized film about him in his journey in Auschwitz.
Well, see,
just
that was the plan. They were working on that, but then it gets incorporated into the First Class. Yeah. But when we're looking at this film, this is a movie that was made during the writer strikes of, I think it was 2008 at this point. And
let's write some shit.
Well, see, a Wolverine movie had been in development for years at this point. Like, Wolverine is a cash cow, Hugh Jackman is a draw. They were going to make a movie just about Wolverine, not featuring the other X-Men as a team. Yeah. And this was in development for a number of years, and there were plenty of other concepts behind it. But once the... Wait, are we still recording? Yeah, we're still recording. Once the writer strike happened, we couldn't get second drafts, third drafts, fourth drafts. There weren't editors for the scripts of this film. And a lot of the production was halted because of the strike at that point.
Oh, God.
And which led to a lack of reshoots, lack of budget for CGI and effects. And
no wonder it was so shit.
and there were drafts of the script where there wasn't any, especially with characters like Deadpool, where there weren't any, they weren't written by writers. It was producers who were like, okay, so in the script it says Deadpool chops down a bunch of people and then says something funny.
That's it.
That's it. That's
oh my
all.
God.
That's it. So that's the type of film we're talking about here, where they're just making it on the fly, pretty much, and stitching it together.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I like that scene. wait.
The cameras don't work, Brian.
I know.
So, what is your guys' history with this fucking film? X-Men Origins Wolverine.
I just remember just his name being Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Yeah. What?
Well, it's no longer Tyler Mane as Sabretooth. It's Liev Schreiber. Yeah. It's Danny Houston as Stryker rather than who's that actor? I always forget his name, but it's Danny Houston this time. Yeah. So what's your guys' history with this?
Honestly, I kind of like the new Sabretooth over.
Oh, Liev Schreiber.
Yeah, I like him.
He's got a lot more personality.
Yeah, he has
than
more
Tyler
personality,
Mane.
And also I think So, like we were joking around that all the films have just been about Wolverine and stuff. It is kind of cool to see a little bit more. I mean, and with Wolverine. The plans of his origins.
Yeah.
The first half of this film is good, in my opinion. Okay. I think it works well.
Okay. I like the opening of the film.
Well, no, that's the thing. I like the opening with understanding who Logan is. Yeah. Also, I like seeing how his trauma within handling within Strike Force and how he works as a player within that, and also his relationship with his brother. But then when we get along with this whole other bullshit towards the second half, it gets a little not only drawn out, but like I don't know how can I say this without being like, but like how can a comic book film feel like not real? You know, like how?
I'll tell you how.
You know,
because their goal here, the movie is all over the place tonally.
Yeah.
For one thing, because at some points they're like trying to make Rambo, they're trying to make a Schwarzenegger film like Commando. Then they're making like comedy, like they're like pratfalls and shit. Like the scene with the Blob where he's like fighting him in the boxing ring is from a completely different film. Like honestly, it's from a completely different film. It doesn't belong in this movie where things are getting really dark. There are murders happening, and then he's like, "I didn't call him Bob."
Yeah, those poor old couple just gunned down in her own
Ma and Pa Kent.
Yeah. And then also Gambit being shafted as well.
Oh my god, dude!
I was like, no, Gambit. He he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
He can
have an asshole moment, but not that much of an asshole.
Well, what you're talking about with Gambit is kind of emblematic of the film, where this wasn't made by filmmakers. Like this was made.
Like where's Rogue?
They're looking at this like it's an opportunity to sell toys.
Yeah.
Very much like Batman and Robin, and from '97. Very much like Nicolas Cage's Superman Lives.
I would like a bat credit card,
dude. It's to sell toys at this point. You know, like that's why they're putting in all these random mutants in there.
Get the fuck out!
that was '89, bitch. But that's what's really disappointing about this. I think this is the most cynical of the films, in terms of of how it was made, why it was made, who made it, and everything. And God help Hugh Jackman, because he's trying in the film. Like
he's carrying that whole fucking thing.
He really is.
He's
man.
carrying the whole fucking film.
He really is.
Like
but he can't do it.
Look,
you know?
I like that little scene where he just like slashes the floor.
When was that?
When he takes down the helicopter.
And he's like on the motorcycle. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like again, it's like they're trying to make at some point like an '80s action movie where he's like, oh, I'm on the people who did me wrong, you know, like, but. I am when watching this film on my most recent rewatch, I am an agnostic, okay? I was thanking the Lord that Logan exists, okay? Because that is a movie that's consistent. It's the movie we deserved back then when this film came out. First of all, rated R. Not pandering.
Thank God.
A film.
Thank God.
A film
that takes chances.
Cinema.
It takes balls.
Claws. Claws on my balls.
Oh God.
Literal balls.
Logan's goated.
This movie.
Such a great film.
This movie is sad that it exists the way it does. Yeah.
And we all know the worst part of it, right?
Before we get there.
Oh, okay. Before we get to that,
I want to bring up.
They knew how to shut you up, Wade.
I forgot to bring this up in the Last Stand conversation. But the opening scene of that film, where we see the de-aged Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, that CGI actually looks really good. Still, I think. The de-aging for Patrick Stewart in this film is disgusting. It is nasty. It looks like his face is about to flop off. I've seen better things, better effects, better graphics in Mass Effect.
All right, you shut the fuck up. All right, enough. You be quiet. You. Mass Effect is good. I will not stand here. I will not sit here
story
for Mass Effect. I will not sit here with Mass Effect slander.
I've seen better graphics in Heavy Rain.
Fair.
Thank you.
Beyond Two Souls.
Sean.
I wish Ubisoft made an X-Men game.
Putting together a special team with special privileges. Join me, but you will have your revenge.
I want new ones.
Let's talk about this film. Weapon 11. Deadpool. Played by Ryan Reynolds. First off,
Weapon 11, not Deadpool.
I want to give Ryan Reynolds the biggest props that I possibly can for putting himself through this. Because he was under a deal of that, I don't really want to do Deadpool. This is not Deadpool. He was a fan. He was sent... I think it was back when he was in Blade Trinity. He was sent copies of the books of Deadpool and everything. And they made a joke in the books about how Deadpool's face looked like Ryan Reynolds crossed with a Shar-Pei, right? And he was sold on that point. And he was like, I want to make that film. I want to be that character. Because he's always been a really funny guy. He's always been a draw. He's always been really cool. Yeah. And a good action guy. And he signs up to play Deadpool in this film, and then he sees what happens, and he's like, what the fuck is this? I don't want to do this. But Fox pretty much threatens him and says, if you don't do it here, there's no way you're going to play Deadpool in a film. Ever. Like, that's not happening. We're going to get someone else who will do it, who will put through our bullshit. So I want to give the biggest props to Ryan Reynolds for making a great thing out of a really terrible situation, because it paid off. Obviously, it paid off.
Yeah, no, thank God he's still here.
Yeah,
and made these Deadpool films.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I am so grateful that this movie exists. This terrible fucking movie exists. I'm so grateful that they disrespected Deadpool to that point. Because now
to go back,
he came back with a vengeance.
He came back with a vengeance, and they got it down. He got it down. I'm gonna say primarily Reynolds. I mean, people like Tim Miller and Sean Levy and the director of the second film, big props also. But Ryan Reynolds has been carrying the flag since the early 2000s of this character. So, guys, I want to talk to you about the disrespect of Deadpool in this film.
He's the merc with the mouth, and
here, come to the mic.
He was the merc with the mouth who then got his fucking mouth shut and then got brainwashed. Deadpool doesn't get brainwashed. What the fuck,
Brian?
Why?
Mass Effect.
As a kid, I didn't know who Deadpool was.
Yeah.
Watching this, I was like, all right, this is some new enemy.
It's Baraka.
It's Baraka. It's
yeah, he was Baraka. He was Baraka,
without
dude.
any mouth. You know?
How the fuck did he get swords in his arms?
You're a nurse, Miles. How does that work?
I don't fucking know. He basically mimicked fucking Wolverine. I don't know how.
Swords.
And like in the beginning start of it, he was doing his fucking twirling swords thing, cutting fucking bullets. I'm like, fuck yes, there we go.
There's something.
Yeah, there's at least something.
Okay.
Yeah, now knowing who he was,
yeah,
I'm like, oh my god, what did they do? Why would anyone with a brain, with a soul, with a heart, would be like, yeah, this is a good idea?
Now I'm gonna explain something to you, Brian.
Yes.
Okay, this is for X-Men fans.
I swear to God, if you say the prequels or Mass Effect, I'm leaving this room.
Okay, when you leave, mind the camera. But this is, for X-Men fans, the Metachlorians.
Oh my god.
This is.
The Metachlorians make sense.
I'm cutting that out. Yeah, no, the fact that they just stuff a bunch of powers into him. Wait,
how long do they have until like between like when he went on the mission to?
It was like 6 years, I think. Like it's set in the mid 70s.
Give him laser eyes.
The late 70s.
Make him Homelander.
Like pretty much, they make him a Homelander. They make him Cyclops. They make him Nightcrawler. They make him. I'm surprised they didn't make him fucking Apocalypse up in this bitch. You know, like might as well.
My children.
Rip off Superman.
They made
my
him.
Children.
They made him. Okay.
Everyone.
They made him Web Weaver from The Boys. Okay. That's what he was. It was disgusting. Okay. But I couldn't believe it. It was a literal video game at the end where they're going up to the top of the
and they made the video
reactor.
game and they have
and it's better than the film, the game.
I heard of that fucking level when you have to fight fucking Deadpool was one of the toughest fucking levels.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I don't know what coked out bastard at Fox decided, hey, let's make a character that it has nothing to do with the actual character. Let's get someone great like Ryan Reynolds who has incredible comedic timing and is just a real, like obviously real quick guy, you know? And sew his fucking mouth shut. And by the way, well, Justin, before I move on, what do you want to say about Deadpool in this film?
It's a fucking disgrace.
Thank you. All right. Oh, shit.
That was Deadpool. That was his...
Here's the thing. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You're into guns.
I love them.
You're a nurse. How the fuck do you get rid of the memory of a guy coated in adamantium with an adamantium fucking bullet? How the fuck does that work?
Doesn't.
Okay.
I mean, that would be fucking... Think about how you would have to melt adamantium too.
You have to keep it... they say in the second film you have to keep it constantly hot, right?
Yeah.
But how you...
But one metal cannot cancel out the other metal.
Right.
Of the same. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like, does it clash with it? Or...
It would just... I mean, I like the way they handle it in... Logan versus this film, but it gets stuck in there. It's just like, oh, I don't. Well, who am I?
Yeah, no.
What are these claws?
If it got stuck, I can understand it getting stuck in there, but it wouldn't get through the skull, would it? If they're both the same material,
I don't think so. Wouldn't it just bounce off?
Yeah. Well, not bounce off. All right, so like
it would dent.
So, like, when people go shooting and stuff like that, depending on what type of Kevlar you're wearing, certain Kevlar can, like, go and withstand certain bullets. So, like, if you're wearing a basic Kevlar, that could withstand 9mm to 22, and those are, like, pretty lower.
Yeah, what kind of gun? What kind of, like, they just had a regular pistol.
It was a revolver.
Yeah, it's a regular revolver. And a revolver, I mean, revolver literally will shoot through a log. It will shoot through a log, you know? And it's... A log's pretty fucking dense, but depending on what bullet you're shooting
you're generous
through,
using my nickname for it.
Shut up. Wow, thanks.
Thank you.
Depending on what you're shooting at, and also from the distance, I mean, no, it's not gonna get lodged in if it's the same fucking material. If it's the same fucking material, it's either that bullet's breaking instantly,
when it's hitting the same surface,
or bouncing off, as in, you know, like not getting stuck in the same fucking material.
I would have thought it would like ricochet or something like because they're both in the
No,
same
it's in there. It's in there. You see it like when the
does it just get stuck in there?
It I mean, Stryker had incredible like dead shot
think
aim
about,
to get his.
Think about it like this: a diamond cannot cut through a diamond. You know, diamonds cannot cancel. No, they can't cancel.
It can.
No, they can't.
I saw Emma Frost do it.
You need to stop. The diamond cannot cut through a diamond. Only a thing that is stronger than the diamond can cut through a diamond.
Like
so how
adamantium?
the fuck does exactly? But how the hell does adamantium get stuck in adamantium?
It should have been vibranium. Bro.
Should have been vibranium. What's the
from a nurse's
Wakanda?
From a nurse's perspective, I mean,
how would you treat Wolverine?
I mean, he heals on his own, so I mean, I don't know how you.
So you just watch him.
I mean, you gotta observe him and make sure he doesn't.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, he can heal himself from practically anything. So his skull can't go back in place and push out the fucking bullet.
I guess not. It's stuck in there.
It's adamantium.
It would have
like popped out.
Yeah, or just like now that's I guess fused into his fucking skull.
Oh, yeah.
But it wouldn't go through his fucking skull.
I guess they had to memory wipe him some way.
Also, yeah, his memory is that sensitive that it's like the boys with translucent. Like the inside of him is so weak that it could be entirely messed up. But I mean, that doesn't.
Speaking of it reminds me of that new character on The Boys. The what's her name?
Firecrackers.
Sister Sage.
Sister Sage. Oh god.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen The Boys?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
A frontal lobotomy.
Lobotomy. Yeah.
And I don't have to be myself for a
couple
See,
hours.
that's Wolverine talking to Jean.
Yeah. Oh god.
Disgusting.
Now, and that makes sense because, like, I mean, she can, but also even that too. You gotta think about like, how can she instantly heal from that too and stuff like that, you know? But I mean, I guess she has the powers in order to heal that. Yeah. So then, hence, why couldn't Wolverine survive a bullet through the skull that's made out of his same old material?
My man survived Hiroshima.
My man, yeah, he survived Hiroshima. He survived a buckshot to the chest.
Yeah.
This man survived. He almost survived the log through the back of his back.
Yeah.
But like,
he survived the adamantium infusion.
Yeah,
that could have killed him too.
That did kill him actually, and he came.
And
back.
then he came back.
That's right.
With the vengeance.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll stop him.
We just spent $500 million making him indestructible.
I was just like,
naked.
This movie is disgusting.
No. It was like, I can understand if like you can probably lose some amnesia. It's like, I think I've heard that some people have survived gunshots too.
Oh yeah, they have.
And
just look at 50 Cent.
Exactly.
I like, and there's like a part of your skull that's like the strongest part.
Oh yeah,
that you could possibly do.
If you get shot here,
in between the eyes,
yeah, it's like
the bridge of the
bridge, like
you
the
have,
bridge.
yeah, you have the highest chance of surviving a straight bullet shot to your skull.
Yeah,
depending on the bullet.
But I'm also wondering again, how fucking far was
he?
How it's the
he was right. He was right there. He was jumping right at him. So he was not only close, he was coming at him. So he was accelerated while running towards or jumping towards Stryker.
Oh, so you're
in the
basically
air.
saying this is what happens when an unstoppable force meets
it's an immovable object.
Oh, you're right. This movie's genius.
This is great writing. Whoever wrote
cinema. Fuck Logan. That's what I thought after
Harvey
X-Men
Weinstein. Great.
There's the blob right there.
If he was able to survive, like getting shot in the head, like with Deadpool, like if he was able to get shot in the head and still remember everything.
Yeah. Careful. You good?
What prevents him from?
Oh my gosh! Careful. Yeah. Just.
Okay.
Yeah.
What prevents him from remembering everything else?
Let me tell you. I'll tell you exactly what beats adamantium bullets. This fucking script. This lack of script. This lack of care and respect for the character of Wolverine.
I thought you were going to say
this lack of respect for cinema.
I thought you were going to say it was Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. They should have had adamantium bullets in Mass Effect. I would have liked the game then. No, I'm joking. It's all right.
It's a good game. As long as you admit it's a good game, I'm happy with it.
If it had adamantium bullets, I think we could both agree that it would be
the best game.
It's got
blue titties.
It would dethrone Kingdom Hearts.
You need to stop with that.
All right, guys.
You even know how to kill me. I'm gonna cut your head off. See if that works.
Guys, I think we went through a lot of catharsis beating the shit out of this film.
Oh yeah.
Because, really, I mean, I'm glad it exists because of where we are now. Historically, it's a discovery, really, to get comic book films. I had no idea they could get this bad.
Low. And now that we've hit the bottom right here,
it's like
we can
the
go back up.
Catwoman and Daredevil of equal bad.
No, it is.
The Daredevil,
it's down there.
It's like the Daredevil of.
And at least Catwoman was nice to look at.
This is this is on for me. This might be extreme, but this is on the level of something like Batman and Robin from '97 with Clooney and Chris O'Donnell. Like this really is down there. If Schwarzenegger were in here as Omega Red, that would be sick. No, that would actually be pretty dope. Schwarzenegger as Omega Red.
No, actually, yeah. I can think of with the fucking the tentacle. I'm Omega Red.
That would be. They should have done that. This would have been the best film ever made.
Should have had him as the father from the Christmas movie, and him dressed up as.
This movie, this is Wolverine neutered. We see that when he gets the adamantium. Yeah. Remember in X-Men 2 when we see only flashes of him, and he has the claws in his hands, and he's blooded up, and he's like yelling, he's scared, he's like freaked out. We deserve that. Okay. Let's move on.
Okay, I feel better.